Hello, today we are going to talk about the C++ static code analysis tool, Cppcheck, how we can use it to detect C++ issues in the source code of the KDE Git repositories. Okay, so this is the Wikipedia page. So Cppcheck. You have the official website, which is on SourceForge. You have a mirror, which is on GitHub, and the entry point is the Wikipedia page. So starting from here, Daniel Maria Meki, 2007, still under active development. So Danmar cppcheck github.com and cppcheck.sourceforge.net. Okay. So it's a static analysis tool for C and C++ code. Unique code analysis. What is that? Uses unsound flow sensitive analysis. So not path sensitive, but unsound flow sensitive analysis. Okay, so it defines itself as a complementary tool, so you might use other static analyzers, and it says that if you're using the other static analyzers, why don't you also use Cppcheck? Okay. List of checks. Cppcheck docs, Cppcheck --doc, Cppcheck --, error list. A ton of possibilities, a ton of warnings. Okay, now how do we run this thing on a KDE Git repository? Well, the way I know how to do it is I build that Git repository using kdesrc-build. Then I open that in Qt Creator. And then Qt Creator has integration with Cppcheck as a tool. And then it's following the wizard from Qt Creator for Cppcheck. Okay. Automatic variable checking, bounce checking, classes checking, deprecated, exception safety, memory leaks, resource leaks, etc. Okay, so it's the simplest C++ static analyzer that's also free. If you manage to get it to work on your C++ source code, then it has all of the advantages possible. So it's free, and it's well integrated in most of the IDEs because, again, it's free. GNU GPL. Okay. So right now we're building. I issued the command kdesrc-build space KDE games. So it's going to build all of the KDE games, which is Amor, Bomber, Bovo, Grenadier, K-Jong, Capman, Katomic, K-Blackbox, K-Blocks, K-Bounce, K-Breakout, etc. While this thing is building, So first, the first 70 Git repositories that get built using kdesrc-build are the ones from frameworks. So we could test one of the KDE frameworks using Cppcheck. So let's go with k-item models, for instance. src frameworks k-item models. Okay, we copy the full path to the source code directory, so the directory where the Git repository k-item models was cloned. Then we start Qt Creator. We go File, Open File or Project, Paste. We select cmakelist.txt from the git clone directory. Then manage kits, remove the recently added Qt 5.15.6. Remove, apply, so only the Kit desktop default remains. Okay. And then we go import existing build, which means we need to replace the src directory with build. And then we press enter. Okay, so it created the cmake build configuration debug 2. It ran cmake correctly, successfully. And let's run tools. Analyze Cppcheck. So this is the tool. To make sure that the tool exists in Qt Creator's main menu, Analyze menu, you need to look it up in Qt Creator's main menu, Help, About Plugins, and at the Code Analyzer, make sure that Cppcheck Experimental is turned on, and then you go close and it says Restart Required. So let's restart now. Okay. So we're in the correct project. It says k-item models, the correct cmake build configuration, and let me run build just like that. I'm not sure it's really necessary. The build hasn't finished yet. So compile output 100%. So now we can try analyze Cppcheck. And it says what types of checks, warning style, binary. It asks me the binary. So /usr/bin/cppcheck. So Cppcheck was installed from my distributions, Linux distributions packages. So I'm on Kubuntu 2204, so deb for Cppcheck. And then I went warning style, performance, portability information. These two are disabled by default. I don't customize absolutely anything because I totally don't know how to run Cppcheck. I have no clue how to run it from the command line. The only thing that I know that works kind of is this thing. So Qt Creator, main menu, analyze, Cppcheck. Okay. It has automatically selected some things. So it has selected all of the CPP files, from what I see, including the test CPP files. So all of the translation units, absolutely all. I don't want to change absolutely anything in here because I don't know what to do, and I go analyze. Okay, now you, as with any static code analyzer, some of the warnings are false, so false positives, and some of the warnings are not that important. So yes, we see in here hundreds of warnings, but only a minor part of those are actually actionable, and we can do a git commit and a merge request based on that warning. So even if you do such a thing, please fix just one warning, do just one git commit, and make that just one merge request. Otherwise, that merge request with tens of Cppcheck issues fixed will have a hard time passing and getting merged into the KDE Git repository. So one fix, one git commit, one merge request. Okay, let's see. So the errors were the constructor body for the class doesn't initialize all of the class members. So these usually are private class members and not the KDE private object. Okay, so at the end in here, in the private section, that's usually how C++ code from the KDE community looks like. So at the end of the class definition, there's a private with data members, so member fields. And not all of these are initialized in the constructor. So both Cppcheck and PVS Studio warn about this. So it says mtype is not initialized. Why isn't it initialized? So what is mtype? So I control click on the class definition. It takes me on the identifier of the class. It takes me to the class definition, so model event logger.h. I go at the end of the class and I look at the mtype. So mtype is a type which is what? Init, rows inserted, rows removed, data changed, row layout changed, model reset. So I'm going to guess that we need to pass it 0, which is the default, which is init. Okay, so that would be m underscore type of, I don't know how to have init in here. So I should put the name of the class. So usually the KDE project doesn't use C++ class enums, just C++ enums. Okay, how do we go back? Control S. This is the warning from Cppcheck. Okay, how do we do a git commit? Let's see what the name of the repository is, kitem models. Let's go to my KDE invent. Kitem models. This thing. Sign in. Fork. Button. What's the tooltip of the button? Doesn't say anything. So it offers me to fork the project. I didn't fork it previously. Then I go fork. And it says the project was successfully forked. So now we have 3 Git repositories, the local one, the canonical one, which is invent.kd.org/framework/item models, and my Git repository in invent. So invent.kd.org/nmariusp/kitem models. Okay, let's copy this. Okay. Git remote -v, just origin. We need 2 remotes. We also need fork. So now we have 2 remotes, origin and fork. We can write towards fork. We can't write towards origin. We can read from both. Okay. Since I just run kdesrc-build, I know that I have git fetched. So I have the freshest git commits from origin in my local git repository. So let's look at history. So it says that local master is at the same git commit as remote origin master. So let's create a new branch here. Work, my username. What did I do? Create. I check out this branch. So I make this branch be bold in Git GUI. I go rescan. It says that the current branch is no longer master, but it's work/myuser and myusp/c constructor init. I see that only this was added, which is what I want. I go stage. So from unstaged, I move it to staged. I copy the name of the file. And I say constructor init mtype. Okay. And I say why I did this. Fix Cppcheck issue. What was the issue? I lost the issue. Copy. Control V. Okay, nobody cares about my directory, but we care about this. So the relative path to the directory where I git cloned kitem models. Okay. Not start, but type. Okay, so fix Cppcheck, issue this on that line. Member of variable model event and type is not initialized in the constructor. I go commit, and it says you have unformatted changes. Let's fix that. I want to format just the change parts, and I want to see the changes first. So Control C, Control Shift V. So it says that what? M type should be on its own line with a comma first. Like this, Control S. Q. Let's go back. So did not modify any files. Now I respect the clang format. Okay, rescan. Let's look at the differences again. So it just added a new line with mtype and model event in it. Commit. Let's look at the history. So from remote origin master, there's just one commit, which is on the correct branch. Now we can push my branch. So I go remote. I'm already on the current branch, work and MariusP constructor init, remote push. I cannot write on the remote origin, so I need to select the remote fork. The correct branch is already selected. I go push. Okay, it's success, green, and it says that I can create a merge request from here. I go close. I close Git GUI, and I refresh one of the pages. So either my invent.kd.org/nmariusp/kitemorders or the canonical Git repository invent.kd.org/framework/kitemorders. And then I go create merge request. It takes the Git commit message title and puts it as the merge request title. The Git commit message body becomes the merge request description. I keep delete source branch when merge request is accepted. Really important to keep this checkbox, allow commits from members. And then I go create merge request. First of all, okay. So now we look at tab changes, 0. Says 1 changed file, 1 addition, 0 deletions. Line 89 was added, which is correct. And now we can create a merge request. So press the button. Okay. Let's see. Meanwhile, the KDE games have finished building using kdesrc-build. So kdesrc-build KDE games. Kpath has failed, not a problem. There's a ton of other games. So let's look at those. File, close all projects and editors. In Qt Creator, let's look at PicMe. What's PicMe? So games, PicMe. Copy the directory, path, full path, file, open file or project, Ctrl V, CMake lists, enter, manage kits, remove Qt, apply, OK, import existing build, Ctrl V, double click on SRC, replace with build, go. Okay. So this is run of CMake, so the configure step was run successfully for the PicMe KDE Git repository. Let me build once. Okay, so it finished. And now we go analyze Cppcheck. Analyze. Okay. So it found some issues. Same expression on both sides of equals. Compare 1 and 1. Why would you do that? Test sanity. Okay. Variable s is a sender value that is never used. So it's probably testing that generate streaks does not throw. KDE Git repositories generally do not throw exceptions, C++ exceptions. Okay. Next. Obsolete function qswap was called. It's recommended to use std swap instead. What does qswap do? So qswap doesn't do anything. It just calls std swap. Am I seeing these things correctly? Inline void template type name t. Value 1, value 2, passed by non-const reference. No except Qt private swap exception tester. Check swap value 1. Does this thing do? It doesn't really do anything. No except operator. I don't know. So this swap is actually std swap, and std swap is std swap. Okay, let's try to fix this. Std swap. So we have the begin, which is what? A begin and an end. So this is a struct with two members. So they're ints. So it probably uses the auxiliary variable to decide what. So it decides which one is. No, it doesn't decide anything. It uses an auxiliary variable to move from end to begin and from begin to end. Okay. So I'll need to evaluate what I'm doing in here. And then I'm going to create a merge request. But the procedure is going to be the same. So I take the name of the Git repository, Ctrl-Shift-C, KDE invent pick me, listing, fork, my namespace, public, fork the project. From the clone, I get the SSH URL. Where are you? Git remote -v, git remote add fork, Ctrl-Shift-V, git GUI visualize all branch history. So we're on master, we need to create a new branch, work and Marius P, whatever. What do we do in here? Use std swap, create, check out this branch to make it bold. Rescan, it says the current branch is work and Marius P /use std swap. So this looks okay, but I'll need to investigate what really happens in here. Ctrl-S. There's a TMP, an auxiliary variable. Seems to just work. Ctrl-W. Ctrl-S, rescan. Unstaged, move it to staged by clicking on the icon. Click on the file name, right click, copy, paste, streaks. Okay. And now I lost again the error. So I right click in Qt Creator in the Cppcheck tool view. Right click, copy. Let's see what this thing is. Yeah, okay. So fix Cppcheck issue in here. Okay. So Q swap is obsolete. Q swap is obsolete. Fix Cppcheck issue. Okay, looks okay. Commit. Let's test again before actually pushing this merge request. Okay, so this is origin master, the same as local master. I have just one git commit on top of that in my branch. And now let me build this thing. So kdesrc pick me minus minus no src minus minus no dependencies minus minus debug, and I'm also going to delete the build directory. So games pick me this thing, delete all, and let's look at the output. No include dependencies. So pick me no src, no include dependencies, debug. Okay. So the configure step, CMake, was successful. The build, no, Portuguese Brazilian. Make was successful, so it could build correctly. Let's run make test there. Let's see what happens. No tests to run. Yes, I'm in the wrong directory. Make test. Just 2 tests and both have passed. Okay, looks legit. Remote, push, fork, correct branch, push. Close and refresh. So this is invent.k.org/annual/pick me. I go create merge request, correct title, correct description for merge request, changes. I just replace swap with std swap, and I go create merge request. Okay. So that's the way you do a git commit and a merge request. And this error that this build issue that the symbol was marked as deprecated is also detected by the C++ compilers, Clang++ and GCC, G++. Initialization in initialization list of mmap. I don't know. Not initializing constructors. Has a constructor with one argument that is not explicit. I don't know. Let's look at another project. File, close all projects and editors. Not Pick Me, but another game that I never heard of. Kubrick. Yeah, good thing. Ctrl A, Ctrl C. File, open, file or project, Ctrl V. CMake lists, manage kits, Qt, remove, apply, OK. Import existing build, Ctrl V, double click, build, enter. Okay, build. 100% analyze, Cppcheck, analyze. So it accesses index -1, which is out of bounds. How does it do that? Axis of 9 at index -1. To axis this guy. Best aligned is -1. Interesting. Okay, members not initialized in constructor. What else? The scope of the variable v can be reduced. No, it can't, can it? A loop. So what's a loop? A loop is a for. Okay, so that's the way you do it. That's the way you use Cppcheck, the C++ static code analyzer on KDE Git repositories. Also valid, smells like a valid C++ merge request. And also this is tabs and this is spaces, so a mixture of spaces and tabs. So do put whatever should be put in here and do a merge commit, a merge request just for this. And then yes, do what it says in here, so the scope of variable d can be reduced like this. Ctrl S and Ctrl X does not work, so shift down, Ctrl S. Okay, so there's tens of thousands of warnings generated by Cppcheck over all of the 400 KDE Git repositories. Really easy to do Git merge requests for the KDE community. Thank you.